Hello, welcome to the G.I Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I Joe New News Classified Review. I am David Allen, or if you'd like, Super Dave. We are here to talk today about Law and Order number 157 in the classified. I have a lot to say about this character, and we will also go over the possibility of what we could be getting for G.I. Joe Day this week. There's a lot of information that I want to share and go over with you guys. So let me say hello to everybody in the chat first. So we got G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17, 3D Joe's ORC. You forgot the hype. I'm not forgetting the hype this time, that's for sure. Make sure you share these videos. That's the number one thing you can do to help this channel grow and get to the next 250 subs mark, and then hopefully on to 1,000. So there you go, 66 Delta 17. Super Dave Osborne was awesome from the TV show Bizarre. Yeah, he's one of comedians, and that's where I got the name from. He has passed on, and he was in the Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he was in a couple of episodes of Saturday Night Live and a few other things over the years. He's a funny guy, he really is. And so that's why I got the name from. Law and Order, awesome. Thank you very much. We're going to go into it. So as I said, number 157 in the classified line, a pet figure and pet companion, which I love figure and pet companions. They're one of my favorite figures and toys to open up because I don't know. There's something about the animals, and I think it's funny how Hasbro's doing such a great job in a lot of these animals. And we're gonna have an entire zoo of animals by the time this is all done, said and done. And we'll even have some robotic animals too. And I find it really funny. I know Tony Colella, who is the paint master who does all the paints on all the figures and stuff and the decos and everything. He always kids around about that, but he said they're trying to compete with Schleich, which Schleich is a company that does like little molded animals and toys and stuff like that. And so he's not lying. They are competing with Schleich because Schleich does a lot of that sort of stuff. Let's see what is going on. G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17 sure brings back memories eating pizza and watching Super Dave with my parents. Yeah, I remember him in the 70s. He used to do all the stunts and stuff like that. He's was considered a stunt comedian, kind of like Evil Knievel and those type of characters, but he had a little funnier. It was a little funnier, and he would hurt himself or he would damage his motorcycle when he would do these stunts. And then later they did an animated series in the 80s with him as well. Definitely need to get this figure, Same Time Toys. Very cool. Yeah, he's an awesome one. What's your top three favorite animals? That's a good question. Let me get through these chats. When I got him in hand, he does look like Kurt Bazzigging. That's a good point that you bring up because we're going to talk about that, Bobby World. Thanks for joining us this evening. I like the 3 and 3/4. I hope Super 7 makes that one. It was in the G.I. Joe movie. Yep. We're going to cover that as well. So my favorite animal companions, I would say Spirit is obviously because he has freedom. Is my favorite animal companion. Who else? I kind of like Mutton Junkyard because he has a major storyline where he tricks all the High Cobra leaders in the comics. So I kind of like Mutton Junkyard a lot. And then I also like Raptor with his birds, even though it didn't have a name in the comics. It's a big character in the comics with Raptor. So I would say Raptors. I think is it General Ledger or Admiral Ledger? I can't remember exactly. Those three would be my favorites at this point. What's up, Super Dave? What's up, fellas? Hey, 610 Yojo Daddy. Thanks for joining us. Hope everyone is having a warm and great day. It's beautiful here in Florida. It's very nice. It's in the 80s, 85. No snow, no cold. So I'm sorry for all those people that do have cold and snow. Um, it's a little difficult for that weather and this time of the year, but it's beautiful here. So let's get into a little bit of the history of Law and Order. Um, the polar bear was awesome. I should buy that one. Yeah, you could probably use it right now. It's good weather for it up in the Northeast and the Midwest. All right, so we're going to go into the history of G.I. Joe by Dan Smith Jr., volume number 13 for Law and Order. Creating the History of G.I. Joe by Dan Smith Jr. And here we are, some artwork by, I think that's Dave Dorman. Yeah, this one over here is Dave Dorman. This one over here is doesn't say who it is, but it looks like just some normal art, some like a sketch of some sort, maybe that somebody got. Maybe it was like from the movie or something. Somebody got a sketch of Law and Order, and there you go. And then we're going to go into the history a little bit. Law's 20 here, no snow. Oh, okay. No snow in Alabama, 610 Yojo Daddy. It may be a little snow tonight. You never know. Because I hear it's going to get chilly. So make sure you batten down the hatches, as they say. So alternate names: Riverboat. I don't know why they would have called Law Riverboat, but that's an odd name. That's a bad word. I hate the snow. LOL. Oh yeah. Well, I loved it when I was a kid. I used to make forts in it and play out in the snow up in New Hampshire and Massachusetts when I was a child. As an adult, I've never had to deal with snow, so I don't know the meaning of bad snow. Whenever I go on vacation and it's a snowy place, I enjoy it. It's just a matter of making sure you take care of yourself and your family and your home and do the right things so that you're safe. That's all it comes down to. G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17. All right. And then it says year release 1987, designed by Ron Rudat and Mark Pennington. So that's interesting that they have both Mark Pennington and Rudat, because Rudat was ending his time on the G.I. Joe brand in 1987. And Mark Pennington was beginning his time on the brand as a designer in 1987. So they both worked on Law and Order together. 66 Delta 17 G.I. Joe. It's too effing cold in Canada. Can 1 week of this cold minus 30 and 50? Oh, wow. That is pretty cold. We have a friend up there in Canada. She just actually called us a little while ago, dropping into the teens this evening. Wow, okay. I think we're still going to be in maybe the 60s tomorrow. I don't know. Here in Florida. Sorry about that. Make sure your pipes are run some warm water in your pipes beforehand. 66 610 Yojo Daddy, to make sure they stay good. If you do that ahead of time, like earlier, then your pipes won't freeze and they won't burst. If you run some hot water through them, they'll melt. That's just an old trick that we learned up in New Hampshire and Mass. Let's see. Dark Six Soldier. Hello, you're a new person in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. We're doing a Law and Order review. We're going to be talking about some cool information leading up to the G.I. Joe Day, hopefully. And we are talking about the weather right now, but we'll get back to Law and Order in just a second. I just got my Law and Order set a couple of days ago. Wow, great job. So you get to watch this review with us and let us know what you think of it. What's up, guys? Hey, Backwoods, you're new in the chat too, right? Thank you for joining us today. All you good guys that are new, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification. Let us know if you enjoy this content after you're done towards the end, I definitely want all the figures from the movie. The rawhides. Yeah, we're gonna get into the rawhides in just a minute. Show us the cool figure. We're getting there. We're getting there. Uh, let's see. Dripping down to 7 here in Southwest Virginia. Wow. Here you guys can start the party. New York Knights, good morning or good evening. Thanks for joining us. I've been here before. Oh, you have? Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining us in the chat. All right. So let's read a little bit of the history of Law and Order. Originally designed wearing a Beach Boys shirt, Law was designed to be more casual MP, military police, and rebel of sorts, staying with the traditional breed of dogs used by the military police. Mark Pennington product designer designed order to be a German Shepherd. So there you go. So that's where that Beach Boys design right there is. That one where they have, you can kind of see the Beach Boys t-shirt there and the MP with the hat. So they changed it, made it more traditional MP in this version, which I'm kind of glad they did. Oh, okay. So you're a little you're watching, but you don't talk that much or comment that much. I gotcha. Well, I really appreciate it. Backwoods. Everything helps this channel grow. Sharing these videos also helps. So I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope you think I'm doing a good job with it. You need to touch brighter light. A touch brighter light. Yeah, it's a little weird, the lighting. I agree with you. I wish I could do that at the moment. I'm working on it. Just for the pictures. Gotcha. All right. So that's the end of that. Or let me see. Let me show that one more time, just for the sake of the situation with the lighting. All right. Here's a little bit better lighting on that Law and Order Dave Dorman, and then turn around, and then there's that beach version of him. Hopefully that's a little bit clearer for you. So then we're going to go into Carson's series of books, Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe by Carson R. Carson Metaxas, Volume 3, 1986 and 1987, Volume 3. And so then we have Law and Order's vintage package figure pack there. There with that. All right, so then let's see. Nice work, great artwork. Thank you. Let's see. Terrence Childs, thanks for joining us again in the chat. And what are you up to today? Oh, we're talking about Law and Order, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff leading up to G.I. Joe Day this weekend and some of the possibilities. Evening, Super Dave in chat. Hey, HK Viper, thank you for joining us today in the chat. What's good, Gunpowder, y'all? Yay, Gunpowder. Hey, thanks for joining us. All my crazy autistic kids finally let me rest. Oh my God, 610. I'm glad that you're getting a little bit of rest. Hopefully this will give you some enjoyment while you're doing that resting. Okay. All right. So then we're going to go into G.I. Joe, Real American Hero number 60. And this is one of my favorite issues. This is a really funny story that Law and Order first premiered in comics, where they weren't really Joes at this time. They were kind of on the outs. They were being manipulated by Cobra. And by the end of the story, Hawk thought they did such a great job that them all joined the team. And I don't know if that was the right decision for certain reasons, and I'll get into that in a second. I got every figure made that year for Christmas, and most of the vehicles. Oh, very good, Backwoods. This is a really fun year. It's when I was really starting to wane. I did get a lot of stuff this year, but I still started to wane. I didn't get as many vehicles, and this is where my trip down started to go. I just got less and less each year after this year. But yeah, this was a really good year. I love a lot of the stuff that came out this year. 3 out of the 5, one of those is with the X. So one math genius, one normal one, and the rest are autistic. LOL. One spinning chair. LOL. Oh wow, you got your hands full. You got your hands full there. GI Joe 66 Delta. 610 Yojo Daddy. Dark Soldier. Backwoods. What's the price of that comic in USA dollars? This one, I don't know. Depends on the condition. Everybody's saying hello. It depends on the condition. Mines have been read, mines have been looked at and gone through many times, and so the condition's probably not that great. I would say maybe like $10, $12 or something like that in the condition that it's in. If it was a mint pristine comic, I would say it'd be worth a lot more, maybe $30 to $40, because it's the first appearance in comic form of Law and Order, Falcon, Backblast, Tunnel Rat, Zanzibar, Chuck first. So it is a fairly good issue. All the first appearance issues are worth a little bit more. But yeah, it's not in that great of condition because I go through these comics constantly. That's why I've got it in a brand new bag. It looks like it's nice, but it's really not. If you look at the spine and everything, it's read too many times. So that's how Law and Order joined the G.I. Joe team through some weird shenanigans of Cobra, and they kind of manipulated a bunch of them, and they ended up getting brought into G.I. Joe by Hawk at the end of the story. Let's see, everybody's saying hello in the chat. All right, now let's get into the movie. So, Law and Order is one of the Rawhides. He appeared in the G.I. Joe movie. Let's see if I can get one of the movies out to show you guys. Where is it? I think. Where is it? No, no. I can't find my movie. Yeah. I have it somewhere around here. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I have the G.I. Joe movie someplace. I just can't find it. So we'll hold off on that for now. But okay, the movie. So he appeared as part of the crew, the Rawhides, which was Law and Order, Tunnel Rat, Chuckles, Jinx, Falcon, and Big Lob. 6 characters there. And so they were really given a lot of hard time with Beachhead. He was training them and he was treating them really bad in there. And they were left behind when they went to rescue all the other Joes in Cobra La at the end of the movie. But they found a way to get a tomahawk running, and they took the tomahawk and they went and they ended up helping save the Joe team. They were integral in the rescue of the rest of the Joe team from Cobra La. We tried it the other way around, but it didn't work. There you go, Law and Order. You're right. That was a line from the movie. And so then we have the vintage figure there. Law, he had a bit of a accent, like a Latino accent in the movie, I believe. So I don't know if that was portrayed in the file card or not. I can't recall if it was or wasn't, but they didn't talk about it in the history, Dan's history. So I'm curious, do you guys know a little bit about Law, if it says anything on his file card about him being Latino? Because he doesn't look Latino as a toy. If you look at this toy, when I pull it out and show it to you, you'll notice something very familiar about this character right off the bat when I show it to you, because the facial sculpt was portrayed to be Kurt Bazigian, the brand manager of the G.I. Joe brand in the 80s. So it was designed to look like Kurt Bazigian. And so there he is. Let's see if I can get a good photo of him there. Let's see. there. Does he look like Kurt Bazigan to you guys? I think he does. So he doesn't look Latino. In the animated series, the movie, he was portrayed as a Latino character. So I find that interesting that they did that. They changed him. Let's see. I'm missing everybody. Hello everybody. Paul Morales. Hey, how are you doing? Everybody's saying hello to Paul in the chat. I think he was a Latino. Yeah, in the Sunbow feature film, yes, he was portrayed as Latino, but I don't know if the file card for the vintage figure portrays him that way. What's up, Joe Bros? Sean Jones joining us. Like Chips. Yeah. Yep. Paul. Yep. Everybody's saying hi to everybody in the chat. There is a white light, just a shade of skin. Everybody has different shades. Hey, that's true. You're right about that. 610 or 66 Delta. All the chat. What's good? Everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. Let's see. 610 Yojo Daddy. I don't think in the file card, but I don't count Sunbow as canon anyway. That's what Ara is for. But he did have an accent in the movie. Yep, there you go. Woody, hey, thanks for joining us again. How's it going, buddy? I was watching your blowtorch review, but I might as well switch over to you live. Oh man, thank you, Woody. This is going to be an interesting episode because we're going to talk about a lot of upcoming stuff, possibly for G.I Joe Day. And you enjoy Sunbow? I do too. It was how I got into G.I Joe first. So I enjoy it as well. I'm not taking anything away from it. It's just interesting that they made that choice, knowing that it was designed after a particular person, and they changed it. Sean, what's up, homie? Woody, my brother. You're staying warm. Yep. He's up there in the cold. What's good, everybody? Patriots and Bazooka to the Super Bowl. Yep. Patriots have done it again. Trying to 610 Yo Jet Daddy, trying to stay warm up there. Congratulations to the Patriots. Yay. Everybody's saying hello in the chat. Sunbow is your Bible, Woody. Ah, okay. You're not a comic book guy. I'm more of a comic book guy. I guess it depends on where you find your fandom, but that's perfectly fine. Would you add the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander to the list of retros? Seen a couple on eBay. Not really a retro, but a card back nonetheless. Yes, I would, but it's probably Gunpowder Knight, one of the rarest. Up there with the Snake Eyes, I would say, are the two rarest ones, because in order to get that, you would have had to have gotten the HasLab, and that would have been like a $300 thing that you would have had to purchase to get it. So those are people that have kept their Mickey Mouses on the card and didn't keep it with their HasLabs are selling it. I would definitely make that rare, because there's only so many of those out there, whereas all the other ones, there's a certain amount that were released depending upon where they were released around the world. But that Mickey Mouse is only whatever the HasLab was made. So there you go, because there's only one in each HasLab. Never read the comics. Oh my God, Woody, I can't believe that. You need to start getting some of those big phone book versions of the omnibuses. They're selling them at comic stores and stuff. You can go and get them 50 issue blocks, and they've done, I think, 3 so far. I think it's no, I think I don't know what they are. I thought there were 50 issue blocks, but there's special missions in there too. That's why they're including that in there. So they've done 3. They've gone up to like 150 or whatever issues, not the actual numbered issues, but comics in there. I highly recommend those if you want to read the Marvel comics and start from the beginning and go on the way up. Wow, that's shocking. I have the omnibus, just haven't sat down to read. Oh, you have the omnibus. Well, that's good. Well, then start reading those. I think it'd be fun. If you want, I don't know, you can go on my Facebook page. I used to share reviews of the comics. I started with issue 1 and I went all the ways up. I was up to like around 96. I did all of special missions, did all the annuals, did a whole bunch of odds and ends and stuff leading up to that. I'm thinking about going back and starting. I've been wanting to go back on my G.I Joe comics review to go back and do that from 96 on. I just haven't gotten the energy to do it. I know the comics weren't your thing, Woody, but I really think you should get the compendium Amazing Stories. He says he has the compendiums. 610 Yojo Daddy, never read. Sean Jones. Wow, another one. You guys are shocking me today. Lenny Honda. Hey, Yo Joe, thanks for joining us. All right, so he helped save the day amongst the rawhides. They did a good job and in the movie, and they were really cool in the movie, and I enjoyed them. And then we have, of course, we have Order, German Shepherd. I like the fact that they gave us a different dog this time instead of Mutton Junkyard, which he was more of a Rottweiler type of dog. So I really enjoyed that. And I like the fact that they gave us other animals like Freedom and Polly, and then we ended up getting like vultures and birds with Raptor and different other things. Larry Hama's Joe Run is so good. Glad you're getting them. Very good. 10. All right. Hey, honey, Lenny Honda. Everybody's saying hello. All right, let's get into this figure so we can get to all this stuff because I want to make sure we're finished before Punk with Toys starts at 9 o'clock. So I want to get through everything before 9 o'clock. So there you go. Really cool. He looks exactly like Kurt Bazigian on that. He's got that smile, that smirk that he has. They did a really good job with Order on that. Beautiful piece of artwork on that. Then we have the designations, the QR code, and the target artwork. So we're going to look at the designations first off, see what we have. I'm pretty sure we're going to have animal handling on here. And let's see, we have law enforcement, which I believe is security because he's an MP. Then we have light ordnance, I believe that is light weapons. Then we have the intelligence, and then we have the animal handling. Those are the designations for law and order. And then we have the beautiful Shooting the Galaxy photography artwork by Matt and Mike, and then some call outs for Law and Order there. Let's see what's in the back of this. Now, I think there's somebody in the back here. I don't know. Do you guys remember who this guy is? It's not Xandar, because we already opened Xandar. Who is that guy back there? Was it ever revealed who that weird guy was that's back there? He's kind of got reddish hair. He's got a mask. He looks like he's got green and gray and camouflage. I don't know who that is, but he looks really weird. And I love the fact that they did the scene where they were in the challenge in the movie where they were testing everybody. This is the scene where they have the dynamite, and he takes the dynamite and he gives it to Law, and he has to. I think that was a really nice homage there for that. But if you guys know who this guy is back here, let's see if I can get a really close picture of that guy. Yeah. Let's see. Can you guys? How am I supposed to see that? There. Can you guys see that guy? Is that clear? Who is that guy? I don't know who that is. He doesn't look like anybody that I've seen. You could buy a broken one and see if you can make one. I might in the future. Again, I got the HasLab one. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Then we have 610 Delta. I think he was Kirk. You think that was Kirk back there? I think the retro looks more like Kirk. He's a great guy to talk with, by the way. Oh, yeah. I've met Kirk probably 20 times. He's come to Florida. I've met him several times. I've been He's been to Joe Con. I've met him several times. I've met him a lot of times over the years. Let's see. I thought it was Beachhead on a different buck. I don't know. Is it Beachhead? What makes you guys think that's Beachhead? That does not look like. Oh, it is, because that's the beret that's red. You're right. That's Beachhead. I did not. It looks weird from afar, so I wasn't sure. You're right. That's Beachhead. Thank you very much. I've been wondering who that was all this time. You guys are great. That's why I like having you guys in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So then we get the loadout, and we get the figure. And this is interesting. They gave him a name. Sometimes they give the characters names, real names, and sometimes they don't. So this one is Christopher Law Levine and Order. Levine is the guy that created, I think, G.I Joe in the 60s. He's one of the guys that did that design of the original 60th anniversary G.I Joe. Levine, Don Levine, helped create Hasbro G.I Joe. Yep, Beachhead with a beret on. Yep, you got it. Thank you very much. I'm a little thick sometimes when it comes to stuff, 610 Yo Joe Daddy. So thank you very much. I got it now. All right, let's get him out of his package, and we'll get into him, and we'll get into some cool information. I'm curious to see what you guys all are going to have to say about G.I. Joe, because there's some fun stuff going on with that. So let's see. Put this over there. So we have the interior, the stars and stripes again. There. 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 All right, so there you go. Law and Order. So we're going to get him out of here. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to pull out Order first, because I find this really cool. Order is so awesome. I love animal companions. I really do. They gave him a bulletproof vest, where the old vintage one did not have that. As you can see, there's no bulletproof vest on him. So I was very surprised that they did that. But I had a friend that was an MP, and he had a German Shepherd dog as his animal. And whenever he would show me pictures of his dog, it had a bulletproof harness like this. And I like the secondary collar as well. And there's a tampo. It says MP K9 there on that. And then it also has it on both sides of that bulletproof vest. There and there. And I like the fact that they gave him that harness. And I like the good boy face too. There's two faces. The good boy face, which is my favorite, because he's got his out. There's a lot of deco in this. There's a little bit of white around the legs, on the edges. There's different shading of brown. There's a lot of black and white. And then the snout with the teeth and everything. There's so much deco on this. And look at the eyes. The eyes are really cool as well. They really went out of their way with this figure and pet companion set. They do such a good job with these animals. I've got to say, if I ever met Lenny and Tony in person, I would really give them a lot of heads. High five on the deco. There's a little bit of white in the tail there, and some black on the end of it there. This is fantastic. Fantastic. I'm going to put my vintage Law and Order back in here, and I'm going to put Law in there as well next to him. I'm going to put this over there so it's not in the way. All right, so now we're going to get his good boy head out, or his bad boy head. And when he's a bad boy, he's really going after you. Look at that. He's got those jaws wide open, and he looks really, really cool like that. And they gave him a muzzle, so that can go on him. I guess. I don't know. Is that a muzzle, or is that a mask for... let's see. Yeah, it is. It's a mask. It's a muzzle. Let's see if I can... I don't know how to get that on there. I guess it's for the good boy head. I don't know. That's weird. How do you get this on there? Because the ears are too big to get the muzzle on. That's odd. Is that for him? Yeah, I think it is. It's supposed to go over his head, but you can't get the muzzle. You can't get the muzzle over the ears because the ears are too wide. That's odd. Unless somebody knows a better way to do that, let me know in the chat. Um, let's see. What are you guys saying? I thought they would call him Angelo, more Latino. Yeah, unfortunately, no. Yeah. FYI, Law and Order is on Target's eBay page for 22, but you can bid 20 and they'll accept. Wow. There you go. If you guys want a Law and Order, there you go. I can confirm that deal. Will R, hello. Thanks for joining us today. Targets don't sell to people in Canada. Oh, that sucks. Heyo, Super Dave, Lone Dragon, hello. Thanks for joining us. Put the mask on, Law. Okay, I will. But the funny thing about the mask is that it it has a big snout part. See that? It's not part of law. It's part of order. So that's interesting. Now you can't really fit it on there unless you fiddle around with it. I'm gonna try on this other head. Maybe it'll go on this one instead. Yeah, it does. It goes on this one. It goes on the good boy head. There you go. I got it on the good boy head. I knew it had to have been there for a reason. Yeah, it goes over that to protect his eyes. So that's fine. So that's good. All right, now we got Law. Absolutely beautiful, right out of the package. What a standout figure right out of the package. All kinds of really cool detail on this. OMG, headless dog. Oh my gosh. Warm water. Yeah, warm water. You put that in your pipes. Run your hot water, run your warm water in your pipes, and it will help your pipes not freeze in cold weather. Warm water might make it more flexible. Oh, warm water for the thing. Okay, I gotcha. I was thinking of the pipes again. No, Dave, it's for the good boy phase of order. Ah, I gotcha. I already did that. Thank you very much. I'm a little thick. I told you guys I'm a little slow when it comes to this stuff, but I got it. I got it in the end. Thank you. Paul. There you go. All right. So this guy is loaded. Wow. Look at all the stuff that's with him. So he's got the holster there with the little flap to keep it closed for his revolver. He's got the radio for the police there attached to that with the wire. The wire's loose. He's got talkie there sticking out of that pocket right there, which is really cool. He's got that badge that they give everybody, that identification badge a lot of the characters have right there. He's got a carabiner there. He's got a little pouch there. He's got the carabiner. Let me move the arm. He's got that carabiner from this belt there. He's got a lot of other stuff, details on that belt and harness there. He's got a little pouch there. I'm guessing that's where his handcuffs are going to go. He's with some deco. He's got looks like a flashlight there, and then he's got a pouch over on this side. Pouch there and another little carabiner thing there. Let's see. He's got a secondary on his left leg. He's got these pouches on his right leg, secondary. He's got what else? He's got a secondary armband, a watch, two watches. No, that's just a band, I guess. Deco on both those, green and black deco and the armband. So he's got, that is his badge there. That's what that is. I thought it was one of those little digital things that they had on the figures. And then looking at that face, you can tell me if you think it looks like Kurt Bazzigan there. Give you a close-up of that. What do you guys think? Kurt Bazzigan? Maybe when he was younger? One of the weird things is, in the vintage one, he's got a reddish hair, right? And then this has got reddish hair too. But in the cartoon, he's got black hair. So they definitely went with the vintage aesthetics with him, and they steered away from the Sunbow movie. Oh, you put weed in your pipes. Oh my God, Lone Dragon, you're so funny. Didn't have any problems with my mask for order, but I think they missed on not including anything to attach to his armor. Could have been a cool to have a pistol holster or some sort of pack on it. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. 610 Yojo Daddy. Boil some water in a cup you don't use. Oh, okay. Lone Dragon, 610. Everybody saying hello. All right, so he's pretty much the same. His vest is much darker. If you look at this one, it is brighter, much brighter than this one. So they did that subduing of the color scheme again. The red is a lot more red. The vest is a lot more darker, and the shirt goes all the ways around him, so that secondary is underneath that red shirt, and he has that on. And he's got the sleeves slightly rolled up there. There's also on this armband, it says MP K9 military police on the armband, that tampo right there. Very cool. He's got the pants look about the same color to me. The pants look pretty close. It's just the shirt and the vest, the police bulletproof vest that looks different. There is different deco in there, some dark blues and a lighter blue as well. So they gave some different decos, and there's some blacks in the zippers and stuff like that. A little bit of deco there. So it's pretty good. I think they really did an excellent job with this. I love the face print on it. I think it really stands out. Hey, Evil Dookie, thanks for joining us. Good evening. I only have 2 classified Storm Shadows and Spirit. Ah, okay. Let's see. He also comes with a that doesn't go anywhere. What? We'll get to that. Everybody's saying hello. Everybody's saying hello. Very true, Will. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to everybody in the chat. All right, let's get into some of the accessories. All right, this is always one of the things that I really like is his white helmet, his MP helmet. And I'm glad they kept that. That was one of the things that was a standout to me when I was a kid. And they have a little bit of deco on there that says MP as well, which I'm very happy they kept that. I think the face print is really good. And with this helmet, he's going to look really even better. The helmet that he came with on the vintage is a little bit bigger, but I always liked it. It always was one of those things that stood out to me for the vintage one, whereas that big helmet that he had, I kind of liked it. In this, my vintage one's in really good condition. There's no wobbly or paint scrapes or paint parts missing on it. It looks really good, and so does my order. All right, so there you go. Yeah, looks good. Everybody's saying hello. Will R makes me think of when I looked for where the extra mags stored on Snow Job, only to find out that it wasn't supposed to come with an extra mag. Wow. Yeah, so that's the interesting thing about Classified. Exactly, Lone Dragon. They do sometimes they give characters extra parts, and sometimes they can't give figures certain things. So the fact that this is a modular toy line where you can share parts and you can swap parts, swap heads, swap accessories, swap vehicles, things like that, that's where it comes in. So you can add those things to other characters that might be lighter accessories. Man, I hated the old K-pots. Those were so uncomfortable. Evil Dookie. Oh, you were in the military? It's a cool figure. The one drawback for me is the giant freaking holster for the Uzi. We'll get to that. I went to a real MP's house buying Star Wars. Super cool guy. Okay. Interesting. Very cool. All right, so he comes with, like, I'm not going to take all these hands out of here right away, but look at all the different hands. Find those hands really cool. The fact that they can give them different directions and stuff like that, and all that, those things, they're really neat. I'm not going to take all those hands out of here because I want to get into other things, but I will take his handcuffs out. So he's got his little handcuffs there. So I'm guessing the handcuffs go in this back pouch here, like that. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So you can just put one like that and it hangs off like that, which is fine. I think as long as it stays in there. And then he has his Uzi. And this is what you guys were talking about. That's Snake Eyes' Uzi, but they gave it some green deco to match his pants. And we've seen this Uzi like, I don't know, 10 times already, probably. Maybe more than that. Then we have his 45 revolver there. So we're going to put that in his um, holster on his chest there. And we're going to try to put this little tab that's on there on it. Yep. And it goes in right there with the tab. Usually those tabs don't work very well, but they did with this. So they must be improving on the durometer of the weapons. So then we have the billy stick. So I'm guessing the billy stick must go in that other holster on his left leg. So there's a left leg holster here. So I don't know if that's where the billy stick goes or if the Uzi goes there. I'm not entirely sure. So is that where the billy stick goes? Like that? Let's see. I went to the real MP's house. Okay, I saw that. They should have included a beret for him. Why? What makes you think he should have a beret? Uh, six GI Joe 66 Delta. Did anyone split Law's vest? I've seen a lot of pics where people did it. I'm thinking about it. That's the interesting thing. I always want to open up some of these vests and take things off, like the Xandar, so I could get the earlier version of Xandar with the tattoos on his chest. And I don't know. I think you need to be very careful where you do that, as long as you can put it back on and it doesn't look like it affects it that much. But I'm tempted to do it myself. My Steel Corps troops from the forts had two pistol holsters, but comes with one pistol. So there you go. See, Will R, you showcase my point that I was trying to make, that you can move this stuff around. It doesn't have to go with the character that it is with, and it doesn't necessarily need, all the accessories don't always have to fit on them. I found that out. I don't particularly like that, but it is the realities of this. Yeah, I was in for 23 years. I deployed with MPs to Iraq in 2004. Wow, Evil Dookie. Thank you very much for your service. And it means a lot to me that you went and you protected me and my family, this country. Thank you very much. Let's see. My cousin might still be in the military, but I have applied years back. I didn't want to be a cook. LOL. I wanted to drive a tank. Wow, that is awesome. My father-in-law was a tank driver and engineer in Korea, not the Korean War, but in Korea is where his platoon or whatever was designated in Korea. For 3 years he was there, and he's got these big huge hands where he did a lot of work on the tanks and stuff like that. And he had a Sherman tank. He was the mechanic and driver for a Sherman tank. And I got a model of that Sherman tank and put one of my G.I. Joes in it. One of these days, if I go into my other room and I do talk about some of the stuff in there, I'll show you that Sherman tank with one of my G.I. Joes in it. That's incredible. It will make the vest looser. if you split it. Yeah, Evil Dookie. Yep. Steve from Delta 17 came by the summer and dropped off my order. Super cool guy. Oh yeah, the team of Delta 17, they're all awesome guys. I've been trying to get an interview with them for a couple years. A lot of them at Joe Fest a couple years ago. Uzi left holster. Oh, okay, not the baton. Club goes in waist. Okay. Thank you. I haven't gotten there. You guys are chatting too much in the chat, and I can't get back to the figure. A simple boil and pop. You won't have to split the vest. They slice right off. They slide right off. Thanks for the support. You're very welcome, Ibu Duki. It's the least I can do for the service that you gave us. Um, Dookie, thanks again for your service. There you go. Cool. Now I am too old for the military, so construction is good enough. Wow, construction, that's pretty tough too. Lone Dragon, sup, homie. Cool Sherman tanks. They have so many sizes of those tanks. Oh yeah, I'm not that familiar with it that much. Thank you for your service, Evil Dookie. Always the utmost gratitude for our men that serve. There you go. That's 100% accurate. Um, Woody, Bobby, thank you, everybody. I did the test, so does that count for service? LOL. And we feed the troops back in the day when they would come over to my mom's house. Well, I think anything you can do to help the servicemen of this country is a very good thing. So thank you very much. I meant split the vest so he has an open vest. Oh, interesting. Hey, Woody. There you go. All right, let's get back to it. So I'm going to take the baton out because they told me that's not the right spot. So I'm guessing that's what this carabiner is for the this. So there's two carabiners. There's a little one and then there's a big one. So I'm going to put the big one. I'm going to put the baton in there like that. How's that? Does that look better? Is that right? And then I'm going to put the big Uzi over in the holster over here because that's where you guys are telling me that the Uzi goes. So we'll put that in there and voila. Yeah, that looks a little bit weird, doesn't it? With that big holster on that Uzi. Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's funny. So there is a lot of cool detail. He's got black knee pads. He's got a lot of detail in the boots. There's a lot of nice detail to this figure. He was always one of my favorites. He stood out to me when I was young. In '87, he was one of my favorite '87 characters. So he's got the butterfly shoulders, the double pin elbows, the double pin knees. He's got the foot rocker. He's got the secondary ankle articulation. He's got the thigh, the calf articulation. He's got the wrist articulation with a bit of the that secondary wrist with the bendy wrist, so he can hold the harness of order. He's got the crotch and leg articulation. He's got the ab crunch underneath there, and he's got the head articulation as well, which is fine. So he's got 90% of the articulation points. Only one that he's missing is the secondary wrist one, which not a lot of characters have that. There's only been maybe 6 characters that I've seen in this series that I've gone through, from 00 Snake Eyes up to Law and Order, which is 157, that have had that secondary wrist articulation. Not a lot of them. We've also done 21 vintage retro package and 4 legacy and 60th anniversary figures thus far. So we're really getting going through these now, and we got some really cool ones coming up. So this Law and Order is fantastic, I've got to say. It really stands out. There's a lot of really cool detail. I'm going to see if I can put him with his hand on order here, and I'm going to turn his MP thing around a little bit and pull it back up. I'm going to try to get that on there. I don't know. I may have to put his knees in a little bit of a kind of a crouching kind of thing like that in order to get that to hold on there. I hope I can, because I really want to try that. I want it to look cool. All right, so there. All right, so I got it on there. What do you guys think? Do you think that looks good like that? I think so. Law is a little bit weird. I mean, Order's a little bit weird. His paws are bent. So I'm going to try to stand him up a little bit, and maybe that'll help Law get a little bit. Yeah, look, that looks way better. It gives a better angle of that. We also have this little knife. One more accessory. You said the knife does not have a spot. Earlier, you guys were talking about the knife. You said there's no place on this for the knife. Maybe I could put the knife like in here. There's a little slot there, like a handle on the neck. Yeah, I put the knife there. So now Order has a knife on there. I'm gonna put this over there, and that looks really cool. Let's see, who would I do? All right. Oh, okay, LD. Then howdy y'all. Hello, Michael Gene Fleming. Usually I don't catch you on nights like this. I went for the jog with them, could not keep up, but still finished. Oh wow. Very good. Everybody saying hello. He wears his vest open in the movie. Yeah, he does. Extend your daddy. There. Let's see. Let's see. I drove a garbage truck on the base. LOL. That's my service. Ah, well, anything helps. Whatever you can. All those jobs need to be done. The guy cutting the potatoes, the guy driving trucks, the guy cleaning the latrines. All that. Those jobs need to be done, just like in regular world. So if you're there and you're helping, then it's service, and that's all that matters. I'm waiting for the classified law and SVU. Hope they get Ice-T's face right. Oh man, that's funny. Lone Dragon. All right, so what was it I wanted to touch on next with Law and Order? He looks really good, and I'm very happy with him. I might have given him his revolver in that hand, but I didn't. So we'll just leave it the way it is for now. When I put it on his stand, I'll fix it. So we have G.I. Joe Day 5 days away. I believe it's on Sunday, the 1st of February. So today is the 26th, I think. Yeah, today's the 26th. So 8, 9, 30, 31. Yeah, 5 days away from G.I. Joe Day. So I want to go into a lot of this stuff with you guys and talk to you about what we know already, what we suspect, and what we think we may get on G.I. Joe Day or around G.I. Joe Day for name onlys, render reveals, maybe a pulse stream, a short pulse stream, going over some of the stuff in real life figures. So we know we're going to get, we have a render of the Royal Guard. We have that. And that's another thing I want to cover is there was a shipment notification for the docks coming west of packages, and there was an item that was a $60 item that is going to be coming to the US that is already here, in fact, and we're speculating on what that item is as well. So we'll go into that in a little while. First, we're going to go into this. So okay, so we know we have renders of who do we have renders? We have the Royal Guard. We have a render of, right? We have the Arctic 3-pack. We have renders of those three. I think that is all the renders that we have. But and that's the Steel Core, the Drift Viper, and the Arctic Saw Viper. So those are our only renders that we have. Will we see those three revealed at Hasbro's G.I. Joe Day review or reveals? Possibly. I think so. So we can pre-order both of those. Then we have name onlys. We have Taurus and Red Dog, name only. We have Iceberg. We have Zanya with possibly a swamp skier. We only have the name. We don't know what she's going to come with, if she's going to come with something. We got Ninja Force Zartan, and we have Hydra Viper, and there's a possibility that Flash might end up showing up because he was leaked by Entertainment Earth as one of the listings in the summer wave, but we've yet to see him in a render or a name only or anything anywhere else. So could Flash also be part of that thing? And we also got a name only for Deep Six, and we got a name only for Chabang, which it's heavily rumored that Chabang is going to be in a 2-pack with another character. So those are all the name onlys that we've gotten thus far. That's all the renders. Yep, 610 Yo Jet Daddy, thank you. So what out of all those name onlys and those renders, do you think we'll get all the renders as in-person video with showing those figures off by the team in a small pulse stream video, and all the name onlys? Which ones do you think we will get renders for? I think we're a little bit overdue for that iceberg render and probably the renders of Taurus and Red Dog. I think if we get any renders, it'll definitely be those three. I don't know about Hydra Viper, Ninja Force Zartan, or Zanya. And we also have that leak of that dog harness or whatever animal harness. Possibly that may be the harness that comes with the Raptor the handler and the Raptor. Maybe that harness is part of the Raptor handler's leak. And then we also have that little leak of that leg of that animatronic leg that possibly could be with the swamp skier with Zanya. That's very heavily rumored as well. I wouldn't swear to it in court, but I'm 90% sure Lenny said in an interview that the winner guys would go up for pre-order in January or early February. He did say that they were going to go up for pre-order very soon, so stay tuned. I don't think he gave a date or a time frame. He just said very soon, and that's probably February. G.I. Joe Day would be the perfect day to put something like that up. But we haven't seen any of those figures in person yet. I don't think we've seen them in person yet. None of the Arctic Assault videos that they did we see them during that, or were they just the renders? I can't recall. They did a bunch of Arctic Assault HISS tanks around January 4th, before January 4th, and I don't know if they showed those figures off or not. I can't remember. The pet harness, that's not a not O-ring. No, it's not O-ring, Lone Dragons. The pet harness that they showed off, there's 3 or 4 things that that harness could go to. We're thinking it could go to either Dusty and Sandstorm. No. Is it Dusty and Sandstorm? I don't know. Or Spearhead and Max, Baroness with Ravage, or that the Black Night Adder that was in the modern era that also had a dog, was a dog handler, and he had a similar dog handling device that he had with his dog. So those are all the rumored things. I'm just throwing in the Raptor Master with the Raptor. Possibly that could be part of that, because it's a raptor. How are you going to control a raptor, right? Unless you do the clicks and the snaps, click, 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 snap, 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 to control your raptor. I don't know. It's a Cobra character, so who knows? I felt like that collar may be the Raptor Master, possibly, but really want to know if it's Croc Master's brother. 610 Yojo Daddy, you're funny. So what else? What do you think out of those name onlys and all that do you think they'll showcase and put up for pre-order shortly after? Normally when they do this stuff, they put up 3 or 4 items. We got the Oz Striker one year, we got Scrap Iron one year, got the Claw one year. We got a bunch of different things each year around this time, and different characters that we got. What out of those name onlys do you think is the most likely? I personally think Red Dog and Taurus are very likely, and Iceberg, because they're going with all this Arctic stuff and they're hitting us over the head with it right now. I think they're definitely going to be render revealed, and maybe they'll add some other cool stuff to it. Maybe we'll get something we've never even seen as a name only, something completely different as a name only. Maybe the Royal Guard will be showed off, and they'll let us order that along with Red Dog, Taurus, and other possible characters like Iceberg. Who knows? Um, let's see. I'll just have to probably miss out on the Arctic figures. I don't do the diorama stuff, so there's no demand for me. I'll probably keep an Arctic his mint in box and sell off, trade the others. Okay. That's interesting, Gunpowder Nitro. The collar, if for Destro and Baroness, date night. Oh God, you guys are really funny now. You guys know this. Next year we get the gimp mask with the bald gag. Oh my God, you're so funny, New York Knights. I don't know if there's any S&M going on in G.I. Joe. They won't even make a Baroness in a bikini or a Zorana in a bikini. So they're not doing S&M. But I do find that funny. Thank you very much. I think we will see Zartan for sure, Red Dog and Taurus, and literally likely Zanya and the community as well. You think they'll do all those plus Iceberg, and probably put the Royal Guard up for pre-order, along with Red Dog and Taurus at that time, and that Arctic 3-pack, same time. That's very likely. All those are very likely. But they always show some really incredible item, and that's where we got like the Awe Striker one year. We got the Claw. No, the Claw was in the fall. I think it was maybe it was the Snake Armor that they showed. Yeah, it was the Snake Armor. Then we got Scrap Iron with his cool drone rocket launcher one year, stuff like that. Yeah, I think a lot of that stuff is very possible. But will they do it over a period of days? Will they let other streaming channels showcase one each per channel like they did the last couple of batches of reveals? Will we get another 5-figure wave? So that will get to us sometime in the spring, April, May. We might get those if we get a whole nother 5-figure wave. What would the 5-figure wave be? Would it be Hydra Viper, Iceberg? Who knows who else? Zartan. I think the Zartan's a Target exclusive, so he would not be part of that 5-figure wave. But we may get a render reveal for that Zartan, because the spring geek out is usually around March or so for Target. So they would need to reveal that pretty soon for us to get that for that fall geek out. They did it last year at Toy Fair for the Beachhead and the Quick Kick Night Force, I think, was shown off at Toy Fair as well. Can you compare him with Copperhead and Law and Order? Copperhead and Law and Order? Let's see if I can pull out a Copperhead. Yeah, I think I can get you a Copperhead. Here he is, right here. All right, here's a Copperhead. I'll compare him to that. Let's see. I'll move him over here. Now, Copperhead's on a stand, so he's going to be a little bit taller. And I've got Law and Order a little crouched down. Hopefully he'll stand there like that. All right, so there you go. There's Copperhead with Law and Order for you. A little bit clear that up. Hopefully that helps. I said, oh, I see, Lone Dragon. Funny, you're a funny guy. Sorting custom supplies, and just found out, while it won't break the skin, bringing your finger down on a real fine brush that's bristles have hardened together feels like getting stabbed by needles. Oh man, that Michael Gene Fleming. Make sure you take care of yourself. Get a Band-Aid or something like that. I was doing something. I was peeling a lemon not too long ago, and I slipped and I hit my hand right here and stabbed myself. So I understand what you're talking about. You're so funny, Lone Dragon. Oh my god. Fantastic. They look good. Yep, there you go. Um, so then we've got a shipping notification from the ports that was revealed. I can't remember the guy that did it because I don't pay attention to that sort of stuff that much. But there's speculation because there was no name to it. They didn't give the designation name or that weird code name that they have on the listings, so no one knows what that is. But it's supposed to be $60. So what do you guys think that's going to be? Do you think it's the Royal Guard? Because the Royal Guard was showed off quite a long time ago. It was showed off early October, I think, when they revealed the 5-figure wave and everything. They showed off that Royal Guard, or was it later than that? I can't remember. You should bring in Chuckles and make them fight. LOL. Copperhead should fight them. Well, I'm not a diorama person, 66 Delta 17, so I'm not going to do that. They're just on displays here. One of these days when I'm all done, I'll show you everything. They're just on displays in front near my computer and behind me. You can see all those ones there, and then in the ones behind me, they're all down there and stuff like that. So they're just on displays for now. Thank you. I'm here all week, but sure to tip your waitress. Funny, Lone Dragon, funny. Hey, Paul Morales. All right. So what do you guys think that is that's came in at the ports? Do you think it's possibly the Royal Guard? Do you think it's Red Dog and Taurus? Do you think it's the 3 Arctic figures, the Steel Core, the Drift Viper, and the Saw Viper? Or do you think that's a little too cheap for $60? What are you guys thinking out there? I want to know. I make my fingers fight sometimes when I do a review. You make your fingers fight. You do thumb fights. 1, 2, 3, thumb fights. Yay! I don't think so. You think Red Dog and Taurus? Okay. The dog can bite him in the nards. Oh no! Don't do that. I wish that on anybody. Oh my god, that would be terrible. MPs are trained specifically for smell. So they train people to go for certain parts, like the arm or the crotch or whatever. And they do like these different things like that with their fingers and everything. And so then they make the hands and stuff. So that would not be fun to get that happen. When I was in the police academy, we had to do dog training and we had to wear armor. So thankfully, when they attacked, I was petrified. They did attack your nards, but it was part of the training. They didn't hurt you. We had armor and stuff on. It's ooh. LMAO. Definitely a 2-pack, Woody. I think you're right. Something 2-pack. I think it might be Red Dog and Taurus, but I'm not sure. I think another round of price increases. No, I hope not. Way too cheap for a 3-pack. Way too cheap. Well, I'm looking at the prices. I guess they're what, $27.99 retail now without all the shipping and everything. So if you do $27.99 times 2, that's 40. That's 50. Yeah, I guess 60 would be about right for a 2-pack. You're right about that. At the ports, a sea vehicle, perhaps. Maybe they're dropping the whale. No, not for $60. New York Knights. At 60, definitely not the winter 3-pack. I don't think the deluxe, which Royal Guard should be, have gotten 60 yet, but 60 seems right for a new 2-pack price. So I'm gonna say Red Dog and Taurus. I see. So you don't think with all those accessories and all the extra heads and the wings and all that stuff, the Royal Guard could be a $60 deluxe figure? Chopper, sick balls. Funny. Lone Dragon. I think the Royal Guard is going to be $46.99. You think so? Okay. 3-pack will now be $99. I'm betting. Oh, I pass on the guard at 6. Right, I understand that. So I'm wondering if do two royal guards. Would they do the royal guards as a 2-pack? Because we only got the render and we got some of the accessories, but who's to say we don't get two royal guards with all those accessories and all those heads and all those wings and different denizen heads and stuff? Is that a possibility for $60? Um, I agree, Woody. Um, I could see 40 even 50 for a single royal guard. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So there's that. So we may get more information on that coming up this week as well. But I just wanted to check with you guys to see what you guys thought about that and where you thought we would be. Do you think we're going to get a pulse stream, or do you think just going to do drops with renders and name onlys and stuff like that? I hope we get a little bit of a pulse stream because they're not doing the big studio. So I'm hoping they pre-recorded something a while ago before they started tearing the studio down, because they did do a Transformers one, a Marvel Legends one, and a Star Wars one not too long ago. So G.I Joe is always last when it comes to these pulse stream type things, and G.I Joe's day is the perfect day to do. I'm hoping we get more than just a couple of reveals and a couple of name onlys and a couple of renders. I hope it's a nice long stream. We got a bunch of stuff. Because they're going to save some stuff for Toy Fair as well. They're going to have some surprise stuff there. So Chris McLeod from Full Force will probably be covering that. So we'll get all that information when it comes out. And then we'll probably end up getting some pre-orders after that as well. So we'll end up with G.I. Joe Day and then probably some pre-orders after that. And then Toy Fair is a couple weeks later, and then probably some more pre-orders. And then Target will be the Zartan for their spring geek out. And so that'll be all the releases over the spring and winter, most likely. I could see 40, even 50 for a single 2-pack would be Royal Guard, but 60 is asking a lot for Army builders. 60s for Royal Guard. 2-pack would be great, though. There you go. Because I think it makes sense that you would get two Royal Guards, because that's a troop builder type of a character. And they're really trying to build this Cobra La situation out much more. And I think that would make that stand out. As much as it looks awesome with all those heads and wings and everything that comes with it, that would push that over the level as a big fan favorite in the votes for the best thing of 2026 thus far. And that's crazy since Hasbro owns those licenses. Yeah, you're right. Yep, you're right about that. 66 Delta 17. The Disrespect probably the cheapest. Yeah, Sean Jones. We'll have to wait and see. It's all until we actually get it in hand. But we'll have to wait and see. $60 Flash and Grand Slam 2-pack. That would be nice. That would be a nice 2-pack. Troop builders, they should make cheaper 3-packs for 60. Yeah, that's why I was thinking that Arctic one, because it is all redeco. If there's nothing new about any of those figures, maybe adding the Arctic gear to the Steel Core might be slightly new, but that's why I'm thinking the 3-pack might be something that we could get, and it might be something that they want us to pre-order right around G.I. Joe Day, and it might already be in hand on the docks for that. But I don't know. It may be a little too expensive for that. That would be about $20 a figure that way. That might be something to keep in mind, because I know the Tomax, Samat, and Baroness was only $59.99 from Pulse, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken, 610 or Woody or Michael Gene Fleming, let me know if the Tomax, Samat, Pulse exclusive Baroness Crimson Guard set, I believe that was $59.99 for the longest time. I don't know if that was discounted at that or if it was higher when it first got released. I can't. So there's a possibility that those three, being that they're redecos, they could give us a little break with these figures and do it. I don't know. I do enjoy G.I. Joe line, but I have had moments where I was worried about having too much invested in toys, but I've dropped like 3 G's since Christmas, and this stuff is as expensive as firearms. Really. Wow. Nitro, Gunpowder. I know you're going after the vintage stuff heavily, the vintage package stuff. Well, we can't order anything. Trump put 100% tariffs, so that hurts American business. He did. He put 100% tariffs. That doesn't make sense. So how are we going to get the stuff? That was a discount price. Was probably 80 at first release, I think. Okay. Will R. Woody is right. It was 99 when it first came out. Okay. All right. Pretty sure the Crimson Strike 3 pack was 70 to begin with. Then they dropped it after several months of not moving. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So, for Canada. That sucks. I'm sorry about that. G.I Joe 66 Delta 17. I didn't know it was 100% for Canada. That's rough. So you guys won't be getting anything unless you get it on an aftermarket, or you come to the U.S. and you get stuff down here. But there's a lot of events for you guys to come down to if you're able to. You have the finances to come down. You can buy a lot of stuff. At my show, I'm going to be selling off all of my third and fourth versions of all my figures. I'm just keeping 2 of each now. I'm keeping 1 open and 1 in package. So I'm going to be selling off all my duplicates. So if there's anybody that wants the early, I would say stuff from the first 80 or so stuff, no a couple of retros, not a lot, just a couple. Yep. Let's see, what was I put? I know the 788 Fire Team was 80 at first release. Okay. So we have to wait again to buy things. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you have to go through that. So let's see, what else do we got going on? Our next video is going to be an exclusive. It's going to be a Target exclusive. It's going to be a redeco of a character, which is very rare that we got an exclusive redeco, but it's part of a new faction or a new story line that was exclusive to Target last year in 2025. So that's going to be our next figure. It's going to be an interesting one, I must say. Let's see. I'm almost positive that the 3-pack will be $99.99 with the price increase. But that seems a little expensive, because if you're looking at $27.99 per figure, that's like, what is that? About $55 with a third figure. That's 55, 65, 75, 80. I think maybe 80 would be better for that, not 100. So I'm hoping that that's not $100. I don't know if I would get it for $100. 80, I'm probably still going to get 2 of them, but that seems a little excessive to me. 6010 Yo Joe Daddy. Prices need to go down. Bottom line, I don't see how some of you guys do it. Some of these collectors are off the hook. I love my stuff, though. It's cool. Yeah, Gunpowder Nitro, it's interesting. It all has to do with where we are in our lives. All of us, whether we started a new job, it may be more difficult. If we have children, it may be more difficult. If we've been in our work, in our field, our career field, for a long time, that we've put away money, we've got savings, and we do very well, or our spouses do very well and we do okay, we can kind of broach the type of things. We're all in different positions, we're all in different places, so not everybody is the same, and that's where we all have to try to help each other. If you see a Joe Bro that has not gotten something and is looking for something, try to help him out, give him a better deal. If you have duplicates, stuff like that, I know a lot of collectors in my channel that are very big collectors and they buy multiples. I was buying 3 and 4 of everything when it started, but I realized it was going to be more difficult for me to continue that. So I pared myself down to 2, 1 to open. That's why I've done these videos, to open them and take them out of the boxes to save space. So I'm doing a concerted way of going through this, but not everybody's able to do what I do. Not everybody's able to do what several other people in the chat are doing. There are people that are way beyond me in this that are going. They're buying sometimes 40 of one character. Some people are buying 3 to 7 of certain things, and I've seen a few videos of people's collections that have hundreds and hundreds of troop builders in their collections. So no one's coming at this at the same way. We all have to approach it what's best for us, what's best for our finances, what's best for our families, and so on. So no one expects you to be the same as me or other people in the chat or other people that have showed videos. Do what you got to do and collect the way that you want to collect. And that's the bottom line, because Super Dave said so. Let's see, where are we at? Did he say to help Joe? No, not Joe Rogan. Joe Bros. Joe Rogan's doing a really fun new show, a new Muppet show that I'm really looking forward to watching. From when I was a kid, I used to love the Muppet Show. I know that makes me very old, but yes, I watched the Muppet Show when it premiered in the 70s. I thought Classified was expensive. I ordered a Swamp Viper 2003 60 plus shipping. Oh wow, that's a vintage one. 67 G.I Joe 66 Delta 17. That's why I'm going after just the retros. I'm keeping my collection very specific after all firearms, knives, and surplus. Okay. See, but that's it. You're doing what's works for you, Gunpowder Nitro, and I think that's a nice collection. I think when it's all said and done, all the vintage package are going to be very nice collection. It'll be all the most popular figures, the best troop builders and stuff like that, and the very best versions of the characters that you would want as well. So I think that's a very smart thing to do, Gunpowder Nitro. Michael Gene Fleming, I hope Hasbro has learned from the Viper and Crimson 3-packs. Slow sales, but historically they have priced the 3-packs at more than the cost of 3 figures and justified with extra guns and muzzle flares and stuff like that. Well, there you go. And that's an important thing, Michael Gene Fleming. Because of that, if we do get that 3-pack, that Arctic 3-pack, and it is put up for pre-order sometime around G.I. Joe Day, it does come with a lot of extra stuff, but you can add to it, you can take away from it. It's going to add to your Arctic dioramas for those of you that do photography and art and diorama displays and stuff like that. So it all depends on the people. So we'll just have to wait and see, but we'll find out probably by next Monday. We'll know one way or another if that's what it is. It would be nice if it was the $60 though. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. I'm hoping that's what that is. Yes, exactly, Michael Gene Fleming. Like 80 for the Viper 3-pack years ago. That's why I think they will raise it to 99 or 94. I'm hoping not, guys. I'm hoping at the most it stays around 80 at the most. We'll just have to wait and see. They never go down. They only go up. Well, they did make a statement. I don't know if it was Lenny or Emily. They hoped with everything that was going on that there's a possibility they could go down. Somebody made a comment at one of the panels or one of the interviews at the shows. Maybe it was at CCXP or maybe New York Comic Con, one of those shows where they talked about that, or maybe it was MCM London or something, where somebody asked that question about lowering the prices, and they did answer that question, and they said depending upon where they are in the world and how things are going, there's a possibility they could go back down on the pricing. But they said that wasn't their area, but so they didn't want to speak out of turn or whatever. But there was a comment about that somewhere. I just don't remember where that was. So there's a possibility, 610 Yojo Daddy, because there's a lot of people buying this stuff. Just based on Woody, I would think he would be supporting this line all by. There's thousands of other people around the world that are supporting it as well. So I don't know why they wouldn't do that. Make it $60 for that 3-pack of redecos. I think it would be a a really cool thing for Hasbro to do for the fans, especially trying to get them into this Arctic theme. I think it makes sense. So there's a lot of thought process there and ways to look at that. Let's see. Let me see. If a rattler arrived at your door today and you only get one, would you open it or keep it mint in box? Well, I have opened my rattler already, my one rattler. I'm getting a second rattler from a friend of mine. I opened it to show it off. So I wanted to show it off. It's silly to leave it in the box. If you want to at least take it out of the box, show it off, look at it and stuff like that. Keep everything in the box and the figures in the box, but show it off and do a small review of it or whatever before you do a second one and then you put one together, which I will be doing at some point. But it's not till like 83 or 82 or 83, somewhere in the numbering. So I have another 50 or 60 videos before I get to that. So I will open my second one up, but I will keep one mint in box. So I'm not the right person to answer that per se. So hopefully that helps. Or is it cheaper on AliExpress? I don't know. That's an interesting one. AliExpress, I don't mess around with them. I opened mine. Yeah. 610 opened his. He did a really beautiful video. And he did a HasLab like interaction video that you guys should go check out. That's a very good video, learning about how to deal with Hasbro Pulse and returning something, getting it back and everything. Really good video. I learned a lot out of that video. I think they sell loose ones on the site too. Oh, someone opened one up and put it together and they sell it. He got 2 LOL Rattlers. Ah, I gotcha. So that's the Rattler. So I will be opening one up, the one that I've already showed off, and then I will have another one that'll be mint in box. So there you go. What else? Oh, I got my show. The Senflo Joe Show, April 19th in Central Florida, Deltona, at the center at Deltona. Mark Pennington, designer on G.I. Joe, will be there. Adam Riches will be there. Matthew LaCroix will be there. Hawk Saunders will be there. Roger Taft will be there. Jason Mark Sobel will be there. And so we are trying to get a couple more Hasbro designer people to the show. I'm working on that. I hope it works out, and I hope they're able to join the show. But it's going to be a great G.I. Joe event. I hope all of you guys that live in Florida or Southern Georgia, Southern Alabama can come down, enjoy it. Bring your families. Go to Disney one day. Go to Universal Epic Lands one day. Go to the beach one day. Go to Cape Canaveral. See a lot of the sights. And then come to my show on Sunday the 19th. The economy would have to drastically improve for them to drop prices. And even then, Chris Cox would allow it. At the end of the day, Hasbro is a corporation, not hating on them, just stating facts. That's very, very sound thought process on that 610 Joe Daddy. You're right. I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm just talking about that comment that was made, that there is a slim possibility that something could happen in the future. I would love that, but for those of you that want to budget and need to get things cheaper, I hope that happens for you. Woody, you're going to have a blast at your show. Wish I could be there, Super Dave, maybe one year. Yeah, Woody, you're up in Connecticut, right? Or Rhode Island? Rhode Island or Connecticut, one of the two. So it's tricky to probably travel. But I would think you would get vacation time with the job that you have, Woody, right? And your wife probably wants to go some beautiful place like Greece or Italy or something like that. So you have to do that with her probably, right? I'm guessing. They don't let Canadians in if they made fun of Trump. Ah! Watch out for pumpkin tacos. That's funny. Chris Peacocks. Oh boy, you guys are hilarious. I have a friend. She comes to visit us every year. She's from Toronto, Canada, and we were just talking to her earlier today. She's going to come here this year on vacation again. So I have friends that come from Canada, and I go to Canada all the time. So I don't know if that's accurate or not. Would love to be able to afford to come to your show, just not in the budget for now. Okay, 610 Yojo Daddy. I understand. Children and stuff like that. Bring the down. Teach them how to drive. Bring your daughter down. All three of them can drive like different tours of time frame and come down and go on vacation with the kids for being good kids. 610, you're right. They see us paying stupid prices. I mean, I would give $3.99 for a night raven. Wow. Okay. My wife is a Europe trip kind of gal person. Yeah, I had a feeling based on what I learned about that already. I do want to go back to Europe. I've been to England and Ireland. I want to go to Greece and Italy and Brussels and Denmark and Switzerland. I would love to do those countries. Uh, Anyone else find it funny that Chris Cox initials are CC like Cobra Commander and they're both evil bastards and he never seen them in the same place at the same time. If Chris Cox ever did a evil cackle in one of his videos or interviews, then I would agree with you. I might do 6 for all tiers. You might do 6 for all tiers, Gunpowder. Raven tiers. You're right. Oh man. So that's everything I think for this video. Unless you guys have something else you want to ask or questions, I think this Law and Order is excellent. He's really up there. I think he's one of the top 10 figures of this year, 2020. Five, I guess. I wish I had known that he was as good as he is. I would have changed my top 10 a little bit because he's excellent. So far, I've opened all these figures up in the last 5 or 6 videos. The Blowtorch, the Dark Lawn, the Footloose, and the Zanzibar, and now him. Man, they've been doing awesome. And we got some bangers coming up next. A couple of the exclusives are coming up then next. And then we got a vehicle coming up close, a 2-pack that I've been waiting for a while. That was one of, I think it was 610 Yojo Daddy's top 10 Cobra 2-pack. So we got some really good ones. This is really difficult to put these guys in their top 10 listings because they are all awesome. Not Cox. His name is Chris P. Cox. Look it up. Funny. Hazard was going to have the water moccasin. Why do you think I asked you to bring out Copperhead? Okay. Well, see, that's the interesting thing about the water moccasin. It's not going to come with a copper. I think it should. I think they need to do a third Copperhead. I think they need to do a vintage package, a version of Copperhead because he's a lot darker than the vintage figure, and he has those little things on his wrists and stuff like that, and he's a lot brighter and a little bit weird looking and stuff, and they could take the helmet off and get a head finally for Copperhead. So I hope it doesn't come. The rumor is he's coming with a troop builder, the water moccasin, if we do get it this year, and now that's going to be in the $100 range, the 99 to 99, I believe. But I really want another Copperhead with the helmet removable and a scar, something like scrap iron, and that different deco. And then you end up with 3 Copperhead. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, Hasbro is going to have the water moccasin you think it's going to be on Joe Day? You think they're going to reveal that? Because every year has been some incredible item that they really shock us with, right? And then a bunch of things that we expected, right? We got Budo, I think was maybe last year too. That was part of G.I Joe Day. Budo was. And the Ostriker, right? So maybe the water moccasin would be something they might reveal. I hope so. I would love to see that. I think it's going to be totally awesome if we do get it. Yojo Day, a lot of money, but that's why it's going to be spread out. We'll get a couple of pre-orders before or around Yojo Day, a couple of pre-orders after, and then maybe a geek out something in March for Target and maybe Walmart, possibly. I don't know. Did you get Zanya? Zanya, they haven't done her yet. We haven't seen any renders of Zanya, so we don't have Zanya yet, G.I. Joe 66 Delta. So we're waiting on that. We're thinking we might get a render at least during G.I. Joe Day for her. Zorana, maybe. Oh, we already have Zorana. I think there's a rumor that there's going to be a vintage package Zorana closer to her original version, and maybe adding some Deke colors to it with some green and things like that. There's a possibility of a retro package, one vintage package, one of Zorana as well. Water moccasin with swamp ass viper. Oh, you think swamp viper or something like that? That's a possibility. You never know. I like the Swamp Viper. Looks like awesome from 2003. Yeah, I like the Swamp Viper too. That would be a new character at least. That would make a new vehicle with a new character, and you can just take him out or put him in the gunner turret and make Copperhead drive it. So you'd have two characters to drive it. Yeah, that makes sense. That's actually not a bad shout out on that one, G.I. Joe. I like that idea because there's a lot of modern era characters from 2001 up till now that are really cool, especially Valor vs. Venom, Joe vs. Cobra, the new Sculpt era, Sound Attack, all have some really cool characters that we have not seen. There's a lot of characters like that Black Adder that I was talking about, like Armada, that there's a possibility that she's coming for the Iron Grenadiers as a figure. So I want to see more 2000s characters personally. I think we've covered a lot of the original O-ring stuff. We're now getting more heavily into 87, 88, 89, and the 90s, which is great. I want to see more of that, but I really want more 2000s stuff as well because there's so much cool stuff during the 2000s. There's a guy that does those beautiful AI pieces of artwork, and he's done a lot of 2000 stuff with that. That fantastic, fantastic artwork. That guy does such a great job. Those AI pieces of artwork, and he's got a Crimson Twins 2-pack with the suits and the Crimson Twins. I would love them to do a Twins 2-pack with that package. I don't know if Hasbro would do that packaging as a classified packaging unless it was like a New York Comic Con or Pulse Stream. New York Comic Con. I love a lot of those AI artworks that he does. He does a really good job. All right, so I think that's going to do. It'll give you guys a little bit of a break before we get to Punk with Toys. And I hope you guys are doing all right in the weather, the cold weather up north in the Midwest, and hang in there. We'll get through it. You guys will get through it because I'm in Florida, but you guys will be all right. And thanks everybody for joining me in this deep dive for G.I. Joe Day and this cool review of Law and Order. Awesome figure. And thank you everybody after the fact that watches on the replay crew. I really appreciate it. Helps the algorithm, helps the channel grow. All those guys that are in the chat or watching this, please subscribe, like, share. Helping share these videos is the number one right now to help the channel grow and help us get to the next stage, which is 250, and then on to 1,000, where I would like to get a nice round number there and stick with that. Did Lawrence get over his grumble duffs? I think he did, because he did some other videos later in the week with the I think the Circle Jerks and Thursday with a Friend. I think he did those. Great show, SD. Everyone in the chat, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Woody. You're wonderful too. Thank you. Peace to you, Gunpowder Nitro. Thank you. 610 Yo Joe Daddy. Great show. See y'all soon. Thank you, 610 Yojo Daddy. Great show, but it's more fun when you play with your toys. Oh yeah, it is more fun when I play with my toys. I do love them. There goes Copperhead. Took a dive. Uh, Order didn't like him, so he's gonna bite him in the nads. Let's see. Let's have Order bite Copperhead in the nads. Oh man, that's funny. Hey, I didn't know that. There's these little doodads on his armor. Uh, Look at those little things. Maybe parts of his weapons can go in there. Who knows? That's interesting. I didn't notice that, but now that I see that, that's interesting. But I love him. I think he's a really cool figure. I think they did a really good job with him. So we're gonna do a really big Yo Joe. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Great review. Thank you. And great show. Just caught the end super. Lego Star Wars kid, go back and watch it in the replay crew. You can do that. It's fine. Thank you for joining us anyways. I appreciate it. See you around, guys. Thank you again and take care.